Hey guys, welcome to the Tires 37. Today I'm reviewing this, which is the DC Universe Classics Collect and Connect Wave 17 Anti-Modder. So, really cool, really blessed, picked this up, and yeah, this is a little bit older. Before they had DC Multiverse Mattel, they had the DC Universe Classics Wave, which I never really picked up. I actually think this might be one of my only characters from that. I might have picked up Superman Blue at a yard sale, but yeah, I really can't remember that wave that well, to be honest. I remember that line's packaging, but I don't remember seeing that line in stores a lot. But yeah, it was the line that pretty much preceded Multiverse, and I think some people would consider it better than Multiverse. I've never really collected that much from it, aside from this, like I mentioned in that other thing. So I don't know if I can really say fair judgment on that, but yeah, this was the original line before them, and I think it was a bit more comic-based, as Multiverse kind of did the more modern comics. I think that kind of did like more of the classic, I don't know. But yeah, they did the kind of Build-A-Figure Collect and Connect series, and they did one based on the Anti-Modder. And I've always thought this really cool, and so far this one really the only few Anti-Modder action figures I've seen in recent years, and he just looks really good, so I decided to pick him up. And yeah, he's pretty neat. He's pretty tall too, like you might notice, because he's standing beside some of the characters. Like here we have the original's Joker. He's a good bit taller than him. Superman's on his fight stand. He's almost as tall as him, but he is taller than a standard McFarlane figure. So again, he's pretty tall. I definitely say he's about maybe 9 or 8 inches. And in terms of detailing, they've done a really good job with this. It's got the lines that go back on the head with the red, and I really like the eyes. I think the face might be my favorite part of this, just because it looks really good. It's got the orange and the black, and then you have his teeth, which look really creepy and really cool. They have the lines in them, and then you can see the inside of his mouth, which has that little, I think that's a sticker. It might be painted, but I think it's a sticker detail, and it just looks so cool, and definitely looks like the character from the comics. And if you don't know, the Anti-Modder is pretty much the main villain of DC Comics. He was the main villain of Crisis on Infinite Earths, went out to destroy the multiverse, and, you know, basically just pretty cool, pretty strong. He's got some nice lines here, like the gold, and yeah, I'd definitely say he's more of like Galactus if you would compare Darkseid to Thanos. Maybe even more powerful than Galactus, because, you know, he nearly did secede, and in many ways did secede. Back there, and, you know, very cool. I definitely have come to like him more since the Arrowverse crossover, but, you know, he's very neat. He's got the silver there. I like the silver. I like the little dots on him around as well, and then you got these gold lines that go at the side. The silver paint is really nice, and it goes to, like, you know, you're not gonna have like silver here and then gunmetal silver over here. It's all one silver, and same way with the blue. I like that. I know that does sometimes happen on Build-A-Figures, but this does seem pretty good. It's got the gold line that goes across. I think he was a Build-A-Figure from 2010, and one thing I really like is he's got a cloth cape back here, and it's a different cloth material. It doesn't really, you know, bother my fingers. I've talked about that before, where there are some like materials that are just kind of sensitive, but I think this one's pretty good. And, you know, most times on Build-A-Figures, and especially in more recent ones, they'll use like the rubber cape, so I like that they went with a cloth one. That's kind of a nice change. Although at the time it might have been standard, I'm not really sure, but I think it's really cool. And yeah, like I said, I think he's really detailed. I really like the cape. I really like the face as well. I think they did a really good job with this. I think they made it look like the Anti-Modder from the comic books. And in terms of articulation, he is pretty well articulate. He's got a 360 at the head. And the head, I like it because it looks like one solid piece, but it's actually 2 pieces. And he can kind of look up and down, but I don't really think he's supposed to. I have to be careful how I'm showing this because it's hard to get him all in frame here. He's got a 360 at the arms and swing out the shoulder. Unfortunately, it's kind of hindered by the shoulder guard and this line, but I don't mind. He has a single joint elbow, a 360 there, and a 360 here and at the wrist. But again, it's a little hindered just because of this little pipe, but I don't mind. He's got a 360 at the torso, ab crunch, the legs come forwards, and they go backwards and outwards. You have a 360 at the thigh, I believe. Yeah, just a little stiff. And then the legs bend, and then the feet move and go up and down. So pretty good in terms of articulation. You know, that's not always easy to do on the super large ones without making them look a little weird. I think they've done a good job of making him articulate and also making him look good. And here's a comparison with the new McFarlane Green Arrow, and just what I was talking about, he's taller than the new ones, and these are a little bit taller than the old Mattel ones too, so, he's definitely pretty tall, and I know there were some people complaining about the height on him, but I actually think the height is pretty good for this. And then here's a comparison with Martian Manhunter, who is a 6-inch Mattel figure, and again, you can just kind of see, like, he's a good bit over him there. So that's pretty cool. I do like that, and it does feel like he's imposing, like he's the threat, and that's kind of what you want with the Anti-Modder, since he's essentially the main villain of their universe, you could really say, because you have Darkseid, who's kind of the main villain, but when you think about it, the Anti-Modder poses a threat to the entirety of the multiverse. So yeah, I think he's just pretty cool. I think he looks really neat, and I think they did a great job with him. So thanks for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe, and this was a Mattel one from a couple years ago, so I don't know if I'll do any more throwback videos, but if I do, I think it would be kind of a cool concept, so I might do some more of those in the future. And yeah,